Agriculture. It's something that was not in my thoughts at all. I mean, I didn't know anything about agriculture, no intentions. And I was always rescuing animals. Just like that, in the same way, we got a horse which we rescued. तो ऐसे ढूंढते हुए आए, and the farmer who showed us the land to board the horse showed us an entire stretch and said, you know, why don't you take the whole thing? And so accidentally the idea formed, and organically this farm grew. So looking at this soil, we were like quite disappointed. It looked grey and unhealthy, and it looked barren and sandy, and really didn't look like we could grow anything. But then it was also a challenge, and we wondered, could we make this fertile again, and could we do something with it?
Yeah, it all happened very quickly. We came here, saw the land, we were very, very confused. But like I said, since it all happened so quickly, we just went ahead, and as far as I'm concerned, I just left it to Aparna. And the rest, as they say, is history.
So enthusiasm is one thing, and I realized that execution is something else altogether. I was looking at this stretch of land in front of me, and I sat with this book, One Straw Revolution. I was thinking about crops when I started reading it. But as I read the book, I realized that it was like fiction for me. It was like an adventure story. And when I finished reading it, I realized that my perspective is completely different. It's not about the crops, it was about the soil.
पहले यहाँ पे पूरा रेत था, जैसे कि बंजर यमुना का एरिया पूरा ऐसे था एकदम, जैसे एक जामुन का पेड़ था यहाँ पे, बाकी कुछ नहीं था। हम शुरू में आए, फिर 2-3 घोड़े, फिर गाय, फिर हमने वो 2 वगैरह लगाए, फिर हमने जैविक खेती उन्हें खेती शुरू किया। हमने जब खेती भी शुरू किया, स्टार्टिंग में कुछ नहीं आ रहा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे सब केमिकल डाल के लोगों ने खेती कर रहे थे पहले, तो पूरी केमिकल वाली ज़मीन हो रखी थी। उसके बाद में हमने पूरा 1-2 साल हमने कुछ नहीं मिला था, मतलब सब्जी वगैरह कुछ नहीं आ रही थी, धीरे धीरे थोड़ी आ रही। अब आज की तारीख में इतनी हमारी सब्जी आ रही है, जितनी बाद में बाहर जो दवाइयाँ डालते हैं उनकी नहीं होती, जितने हम गोबर खाद से करते हैं इतनी हमारी अच्छी फसल होती है।
Once we got the land and we decided to grow crops, then the next natural progression seemed to get some cattle. Because it always, when we went to the villages, we always saw a cow shed behind, and there's a certain romance about raising a cow. And so we decided we'll get a cow or 2. When I looked at the net, I looked up and I discovered indigenous cattle, which I didn't till then even knew existed. Once the cattle came, it was an absolute, completely different experience. It meant 24 hours of care. We realized that animal husbandry is a different ball game altogether, and we didn't know much. But we enjoyed it so much. We loved raising them, and today we have about 12 breeds of indigenous cattle from across India. Also along the way, we realized that when we think of a cow, we are always thinking about milk. That's the new kind of thought process. But traditionally, milk was not the main purpose of raising a cow. The main purpose of raising a cow for a farmer was the dung. The milk was a byproduct. It was what was left from what the calf drank, and people enjoyed. It was a bonus.
यहाँ पर 120 गाय है। दूसरे फार्म में है कि दूध का अलाव है, हमारा यहाँ दूध का अलाव नहीं है। 4 गाय अभी दूध देने वाला है, और वो 4 गाय का हम पूरा पहले बच्चों को पिला देते हैं, तो बचता है वही दूध हम निकालते हैं।
So
So if you walk around our farm, you won't see any waste dung. It's always being used. It's either being used in the fields as fertilizer, or we are making now dung pots for nurseries. We are making dung logs for crematoriums or bonfires. We are making dung ka diya. We have so much surplus that we are now able to sell it. Bijom is not just about the agriculture. I think growing soil is the most essential part, and growing our crops is just simply wonderful. But what actually steers us all is our animals. We have so many animals here, as you can see. There are buffaloes, there are roosters, and there are bulls, and each of them carry a story, a name. They even have personalities, which we celebrate and enjoy. So there is a fun element, and there's a story behind all these people, and a huge message that we have been able to communicate to people, that all animals deserve love and compassion, and they are completely integral to the farming agricultural lifestyle that we should be actually having. Roosters, for instance, I would never imagine that a rooster will be a good friend. Okay, Laddu the dog, his best friend is this rooster Vaga. They have developed interspecies relationships, which is just stunning. We have Langudu, a dog with 3 legs. That is Chandu the pig's best friend, not Bondu, who's also a pig. When we started practicing agriculture here, and as I started reading up, I discovered that there may be 4 pillars that are most important. So we follow here intercropping, multi-cropping, companion planting, crop rotation, and we additionally also do mulching, nitrogen fixers, and introducing pollinators.
सोया है मैम इसके अंदर, और बथुआ है, और मेर में मैम लहसुन डाले
हो ना?
हाँ। मल्टी क्रॉप ये है कि जिसमें गोभी लगा रखे हैं, गोभी लगाने के बाद इसमें बथुआ लगाए हैं और सोया लगाए हैं। सोया इसलिए लगाए हैं और क्योंकि इसमें जो कीड़ा आते हैं वो भागते हो, क्योंकि उसमें स्मेल होता है। उसके साथ में मेर पे लहसुन भी लगाए हैं, क्योंकि लहसुन जब उस मेर पे आएगा, नीचे से आएगा जब कीड़ा, वो लहसुन को टच नहीं कर सकता है, क्योंकि उसमें बहुत स्मेल होता है, इसीलिए वो कीड़ा इसमें कम लगता है।
So I somehow in my head I thought if I have this together on my field, I should more or less be going the right way.
क्या निराई कर रहे हो?
So initially when we started the farm, so people from nearby used to come in and help us work, and they were very curious to know ki what the hell am I doing? Who's this lady? She's an urban person, she doesn't speak our language. I am from Chennai, they were from UP, and there was a lot of gap, and they were very curious. Then as they started to work, and we needed more help slowly because the farm began to grow, and initially the people who came from were from close by. Then people from further all over India started to join us, and they brought with them, the greatest thing that they brought was not just their help, which we anyway wanted, but a wealth of their own experiences that came with the geographical regions they came from. Also, we made a rule on the farm that whoever goes on a holiday has to come back with native seeds. So thereby we also have today a beautiful small seed bank with seeds from all these beautiful regions.
हमारे इधर सर जैसे लेवलिंग खेत नहीं होती है, ऊपर नीचे मतलब बंदी बना रहता है उसमें, मतलब पत्थर भी रहते हैं, पेड़ भी रहते हैं, कभी जड़ भी रहता है उसमें, मतलब दूसरे टाइप का होता है, मतलब हल से ही जोताई करते हैं, मतलब ज़्यादा करके ट्रैक्टर ज़्यादा यूज नहीं होती है। मैडम को बताया कि मतलब मैडम ऐसे कर सकते हैं करके, वो बोले कि मतलब हाँ ठीक है, वो सब करके देखो क्या होता है आगे चल के। अब बो के भी देखे, मतलब जैसे 1-1.5 किलो लेके आया था सर कोदो, तो उसमें हुआ मतलब 8-9 किलो निकल गई।
अरे इतना मल्चिंग मटेरियल पड़ा है यहाँ, इसको कहाँ डाल सकते हैं बताओ? We are constantly introducing organic waste whether it's green waste or brown waste or live mulching or dry mulching in some form onto the soil, so that there is constantly earthworm activity building inside. And what was fascinating was there were no earthworms when we moved here 4 years ago, and today the soil is teeming with earthworms.
पहले मैं यूरिया लगाता था और डीएपी भी, और अब मैंने छोड़ दिया ये सब। मैम के फार्म में काम किया तब से। रासायनिक खेती नहीं है, उसमें खाद ये लगाते हैं हम, यूरिया और डीएपी उसमें एकदम आ जाता है। और ये है तो ये अपनी खेत हम अपने आप दवाइयाँ बना रहे हैं, हमें पता है इसमें हम ये डाल रहे हैं वो डाल रहे हैं। दुकान से लाते हैं हमें नहीं पता क्या मिला रहे हैं वो लोग।
Jivamrit is a liquid fertilizer. It is actually just liquid cow dung liquefied and enriched. And you can fertilize the soil as well as spray it on plants. So traditionally, jaggery, cow dung and water were used regularly in fields. Now in recent times, Subhash Palekar ji, who has introduced this new zero budget natural farming system, has added some enrichers to this. It's creating a microbiology and adding it to the soil, a fermented solution, so that the microbes and earthworms get immediately proliferate.
पहले लोग बाहर वाले सोचते थे कि ये क्या कर रहे हैं, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, क्यों वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, ये लोग सोच रहे थे। आज के दिन वो सोच रहे हैं कि हम इनके जैसे हम भी करें। ये सोचते हैं कि हम भी भाई गोबर खाद से करें। ये कैसे किया मैम ने, आज मैम का इतना खेत सब्जी अच्छी हो रही है, हमारा भी हो रहा है, मगर इतना नहीं हो रहा जितना मैम का हो रहा है।
This farm is off the grid. We make our own electricity, our own gas, save our own seeds, use all our crop waste, make our own fertilizers, pest repellents. Therefore, we generate everything inside the farm and use up everything inside the farm. And that's the best kind of sustainability I can think of. The idea was to call local farmers who are growing food chemical free, just like us, and give them a space where they can sell their produce directly without any middlemen. We want to create a community of customers who vibe with us, who share our passion, who understand where the food comes from and appreciate the efforts that are being made.
मैं गढ़गंगा से यहाँ आता हूँ। मैं नेचुरल खेती करता हूँ और नेचुरल खेती जो है आज हमारी पारंपरिक खेती है, जो हमारे पूर्वज करते चले आए हैं, जो हम बिल्कुल नेचर की तरह से पैदा करते थे। जो केमिकल वाले फूड आए हैं, जिनकी वजह से आपको मार्केट में जो काफ़ी सारी डिजीज़ जो मिल रही हैं, वो सारी केमिकल की देन है। और आज वो केमिकल अनलिमिटेड इस्तेमाल होने की वजह से हमारी आज संस्कृति खतरे में पड़ गई है। हमारा जो एक तरह से हमारी जो सृष्टि है वो भी खतरे में है कि इतने केमिकल्स डाल दिए गए हैं ज़मीन के अंदर कि हमारे को डिजीज़ के सिवा फूड मिल रहा है, लेकिन डिजीज़ साथ में मिल रही हैं। बीजोम ने जब ये यहाँ पे स्टार्ट किया करीब 1.5 साल पहले, तो मैं पहले बिगनिंग से मैं यहाँ पर हूँ और कंटिन्यू हूँ। मतलब हमने कोई सैटरडे छोड़ा नहीं है। बीजों वाले प्लेटफॉर्म तो हमारे को एक तरह से मंडी मिली हुई है, जहाँ पर हम अपना जो सामान है ला के यहाँ पे क्लाइंट्स आते हैं, उनको हम अपना प्रोड्यूस उनके सामने पेश करते हैं और हमारे को राइट जो हमारे प्राइस है वो मिलते हैं।
Yeah, I've been coming here, I would say fortunately for 2 years. I wish it was longer. I think that from the day one we've come here, it's become like a routine for us to come here every Saturday. We now don't buy vegetables if we can avoid it from the ordinary market. We've made it a way of life now, and to the extent we can, we buy seasonal and we buy organic. And so my mother comes with me. She's 79, but she's as enthusiastic as me as to come here. There is something very positive about this place. It has a very positive vibe, and definitely after meeting Aparna, you develop so much conviction in what she's doing, and there is so much trust in the work that she's doing. And you know, when we go out from this farm, there are other farms around this place, and I've seen them spraying chemicals. You know, they've got this cylinder at the back and they're spraying chemicals, and I look at it and I say, just because these, you know, these are lying like nice bunches of greens in a supermarket and you pick them, but if you see that chemical being sprayed, you'll never eat them.
We also invite the children here because this is where children should be. They should be here, not in malls, not in spaces that we have kind of artificially reproduced for them, but spaces like this where they enjoy interacting with animals. They do some horse riding, they feed the cows, they try out chakkis and silbattas, get dirty in the mud, you know, paint pots, and generally have a good time. They take back with them so many memories of the evening.
Chandu got a good life because he's in a sanctuary where he's going to spend the rest of his life like this in some kitchen, happily lolling around. And he bathes with Ayush shampoo and he has lovely roti, sabzi and jaggery, Chandu, which is his favorite meal. Chandu represents for us, he's the most important animal because in the animal hierarchy, domestic animal hierarchy, he is at the lowest. He and the donkey, we call people names like saying Gadha, Suwar. So even in my own, the boys in my farm thought they didn't want to wash his plate, they didn't want to look after him. And this is in spite of the fact that today the pig has replaced the dog in the, apparently, I read in a news item, they've replaced the dog in the German customs. Because pigs are have greater sensory skills, they're more intelligent than dogs, and you can see it in Chandu. When I walk into the farm, he's all over me, he walks with me everywhere, and he's so affectionate and friendly in his own way, which is kind of messy. What we really want to say, so we made him the spokesperson of our farm, because he needs to tell the story of why all animals are equal, and some are more equal than others.
We realize that all around us there is a farming community, but that farming community does not belong here. They're migrant farmers from across UP. These are people who are living under sheets of polythene. They are in the fringes. They don't fall under any BPL and all because they are not mainstream. They are migrant. And also I realized that you can never talk to them about organic because they have no health care, they have no education. They have no basic standard of living. They live on the edge, literally. So it occurred to me that if we do want to make a change, or we want to get more people or the real farmers into this, we first of all have to take care of their basic needs. It's only then can they think of something called organic food. I said, why don't we start a program where we do education and healthcare for them. Once we are able to secure some amount of their well-being, then we can talk about how they could do organic food. The purpose of education is to give them numeracy, literacy and skill sets. If they can have these three components, I think they are educated, you know, and plus they have a livelihood because they will pursue farming. So a farmer who has numeracy, literacy and skill sets is actually king. Over the last 4 years, we've created our own template, which is not original, but it's original in the application, in the way it has been brought together. And the loveliest thing that happened was in this whole journey, we failed as much as we succeeded. So every time with this failure and success, it was my farmers they started as chemical farmers. And in this whole journey, they have also learnt, unlearned, and through all these methodologies, they've come to believe in the kind of agriculture we are doing. So it's been a beautiful evolution. So I always say that even the journey has been organic. It's not just the food we grow. inadvertently we have managed to create this wonderful space where we have this amazing diversity of people from across India, and then the amazing diversity of animals that we have brought to this farm who all coexist beautifully. There are pigs and there are goats and there are buffaloes and cows, and so many rescued from slaughter, so many living their lives out peacefully. It's a farm where we don't trade with our animals, we don't sell their meat. It's a place that is completely ahimsic, completely peaceful, where everyone knows they're safe and they are happy, and everyone has a role to play. So I think I would really say we've managed to create unity in diversity, and that's maybe what we've done, and that's maybe the proudest thing we've done actually.